Hello everyone and welcome back to the Money Mastery Blueprint. In the last video we learned about investing consistently, which is step 4, and how to build wealth with your investing habits. And in today's video we are going to be learning about reviewing and rebalancing, which is step 5, keeping your investment system on track. Now let's go ahead and imagine you built your portfolio 5 years ago. You created your 4 investment buckets. You set your target allocation. You ranked your investment opportunities. And you've been investing consistently. But there's one problem. Your portfolio doesn't look the same anymore. Some investments grew faster than others. Some fell. And your original allocation has slowly changed. So what do? That's where step 5, review and rebalance, comes in. Today we're going to learn how to keep your portfolio aligned with your long-term investment plan as your investments and market values change. Your portfolio changes and it doesn't stay still. Initially, within the 4 buckets, each is perfectly balanced. When you create your investment plan, your portfolio might look exactly the way you intended. But the market doesn't stand still. Some investments grow faster than others. Some decline. And over time, those changes can cause your portfolio to drift away from your original target allocation. That's completely normal. The important thing is knowing how to respond. At this point, you may need to rebalance your portfolio, and you may ask yourself, what is rebalancing? What does rebalance mean? Rebalancing simply means bringing your portfolio back toward the allocation you've decided is appropriate for your investment plan. For example, let's say your target allocation is 30% growth. But after several years of strong performance, growth now represents 38% of your portfolio. Your portfolio has drifted away from your target. Rebalancing is the process of addressing that difference. You may be wondering why rebalancing matters and why is it important to review and rebalance. So why does this matter? Because your target allocation represents the plan you created. If your portfolio drifts too far away from that plan, your actual portfolio may no longer reflect the strategy you intended to follow. Reviewing and rebalancing gives you an opportunity to check whether your portfolio is still aligned with your goals, your allocation, and your investment system. Now, when it comes to rebalancing, it doesn't always mean selling. You don't always have to sell off your shares of stocks, and here's an important point. Rebalancing doesn't necessarily mean selling an investment. If you're adding new money to your portfolio, you can sometimes direct those contributions toward areas that are below their target allocation. For example, if your growth bucket has become overweight while your core bucket is underweight, your next contributions could be directed toward the core bucket. Over time, that can help bring your portfolio closer to your target without necessarily selling anything. In a taxable account, this approach can also help you avoid creating unnecessary taxable gains. When should you rebalance? Choosing a review schedule can help clarify some of the confusion. So how often should you rebalance? There's no single schedule that works for everyone. Some investors may review their portfolio quarterly. Others may review it every 6 months or once a year. Another approach is to use a threshold. For example, you might decide that if a bucket moves a certain amount away from its target, it's time to review it. The important thing is having a consistent process rather than constantly reacting to every market movement. Review more than just percentages and review the investment plan. A checklist appears, but reviewing your portfolio isn't just about percentages. You should also ask, are my investment goals still the same? Has my time horizon changed? Has my financial situation changed? Do these investments still fit my strategy? Have any of the opportunities fundamentally changed? The goal isn't simply to make your portfolio look balanced. The goal is to make sure your portfolio still makes sense for you and your investment plan. And now we've reached the final step. But here's the interesting part. Step 5 isn't really the end. It's the beginning of the next cycle. You build your foundation. You set your target allocation. You rank your opportunities. You invest consistently. Then you review and rebalance. And then, you do it again. Your investment system becomes a continuous process. Building a portfolio isn't something you do once and forget about. Markets change. Companies change. Your investments change. And your life can change too. That's why a strong investment system needs a feedback loop. Review, evaluate, adjust, continue. The goal isn't to predict the market perfectly. The goal is to create a system that helps you stay aligned with your long-term plan. And that brings us to the complete 5-step investment system. Step 1, build the foundation. Step 2, set your target allocation. Step 3, rank your opportunities. Step 4, invest consistently. Step 5, review and rebalance. That's your blueprint. If you found this series helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and check out the other lessons in the series. Because investing isn't just about finding investments. It's about building a system you can follow for the long term. Welcome to the Money Mastery Blueprint.